And good morning from MCO Orlando. We're here again, so I'm not going to talk about it too much because we've been here so many times already and nothing has changed. I really hope you're as excited for this as I am, because we are flying on United on a 737-900ER. New airline, new aeroplane. I'm happy. Sadly, we were originally due a 737 MAX 9, but on the Boston leg it was basically running quite late, so I think they just subbed it out for a 900. So we'll see what this is like. They've got quite a few cabin variations on the 73s, some of which have seatback IFE, some of them don't. And we're heading down to Los Angeles in California, my first time there, for what's basically a spotting trip. I think KLAX is one of those airports that every plane spotter wants to go to at some point, right? So that's what we're going to do. So in the meantime, sit back, relax, grab a drink, grab some popcorn. 5 hours on a 737. We'll see how that goes. This is the longest flight I've definitely done on an aero body, but hopefully they would have kitted out the cabin quite nicely. So as we said, security took 10 minutes and the agents were so friendly. One of the best American security experiences I've had in the airport so far. So this is all so far so good. MCO's becoming better every visit. It's almost like they're watching me. I'm really excited and curious to see what United are like. They've had a lot of bad press and PR lately, some of which you could argue is justified, but I do wonder if it's really as bad as everybody says. After all, they are starting to change their business model to try and make themselves as good as they can possibly be, similar to Delta. Let's go to LA! United 737-900 has 20 first class and 159 economy seats. The economy seats, which we can see here, are manufactured by Collins Aerospace and are arranged in a standard 3-3 configuration. The standard economy section, which I'll be flying, has a seat pitch of 30 inches. However, United does have a handful of economy plus seats, which offer 34 inches of seat pitch. The service is exactly the same, there's only more legroom. United have also fitted a mid-cabin lavatory in the forward section of the aeroplane, something I'd never seen on a narrow-body aeroplane such as a 737. Right, quick first impressions. Headrest, it's adjustable both ways, 4 ways, absolutely perfect. The padding is by far one of the most comfortable seats ever. This is going to be an easy 5 hours in this seat, I can tell you that. Let's have a look at legroom. Legroom, because the literature pocket is empty, is actually pretty good. That is not bad. That is sufficient. Our tray table, it comes down, it pulls out, it's all good. We've got all our reading material up here, which is all good. The seat backs are pretty much identical to what you get on British Airways. So for those BA frequent flyers, these seat backs will probably look quite familiar to you all. So, and this is the seat with the least room. Up front, it's got an extra couple of inches of legroom. So far, it seems pretty good. Just having a look to see if we've got power. Yeah, we have got in-seat power down there, which I would have preferred it if it was. I would have preferred it if the power was up on the panel here, but it's not. So, but luckily my lead is long enough that it can reach down there. Even the headrest, oh, it's so comfy. And just saying, that's perfect. That's actually perfect. Another thing worth noting is the Boeing Sky interior with these new 30% bigger overhead bins. The updated overhead panel design similar to what we saw on American Airlines, but unlike American Airlines, they've also got the Sky interior cabin walls, which kind of ovaled out the windows. They've made the plastic bit look much bigger, which just generally funnels a lot more air into the cabin. So it's nice, pretty nice to see. I'm guessing this is a retrofit because the aircraft is 7 years old, and my memory serves me right. This design is, well, it's less than 7 years old. So.
No. the refreshment service. Well, we have a coffee. We also have some water with a lovely, you can't really see it, a United cup, which is always a nice touch. And the highlight, Biscoff and Stroopwafel. I'm loving life right now. And the coffee's just black coffee, so they've given us the milky stuff and the sugar, which I won't be using. But I will be keeping that as a little memento of the trip. This was all complimentary, and I can get as much as I want, as far as I've gathered, throughout the flight. So it's all pretty good. In terms of payment, if you do want to buy anything, it's all contactless. You put your card details in the app, and then it's just contactless. That's all they accept. You can't swipe, you can't put pins in, and if you haven't put the card in the app already, you can't purchase anything on board. So that's just something to bear in mind. But this seat is so lovely. It's one of the best seats on an economy class product I've ever sat in. One of the perks of it being older, I guess, right? Individual air vents, which is always nice considering that most airlines are getting rid of them, although not really on shore, but still it's nice to have our lovely lights like that where we can, well, see things, I guess. Now, in the literature pocket we have this magazine here called Hemispheres, which is a pretty cool read. In it, so they have a massive fold-out map of all their destinations, what United do well and why you should fly United over everyone else, advertisement stuff for credit cards. The 800 and the 900 share the same safety card. I didn't realise that this 900 only has 8 exits. I thought it would have 10 because it looks like 10 on the outside, but it turns out they're not actually real doors. And not that we're going to use it today, but in case you need it, your seat back. So whilst we go through this slight patch of turbulence, the crew have been absolutely insane, especially Mike. Big shout out to Mike, who we introduced ourselves when we boarded, and since then he's called me by name. He's been constantly coming through the cabin, checking up on me, making sure I'm alright. So so to Mike and all of his crew, United 2387, thank you so much for a lovely flight.
Just a reminder that the seatbelt sign is.
Despite not having seatback screens, United Airlines offers an extensive selection of movies and TV shows from the in-flight app. You can access this by connecting to the Wi-Fi for free. My only tiny criticism is if you were to exit the movie you are watching to, let's say, go to your home screen and then go back to the movie, it wouldn't carry on from where you left off. It would go to the beginning again, so you had to make a mental note of how many hours and minutes into the film you were to carry on. Also note that you do need to bring your own headphones on flights where there's no seatback entertainment. If scrolling on social media is more your thing, you can purchase the Wi-Fi for browsing at $10 or $8 if you're a Mileage Plus member. Or even better, if you're a T-Mobile customer like I was, you can get free Wi-Fi for the entire flight by simply inputting your phone number. Just before COVID, United Airlines announced their next program, which was their mission to install seatback entertainment to their entire narrow-body fleet, excluding United Express, by 2025. They are slowly but surely refitting them, so right now it's a bit hit or miss if you're actually going to get them. Our return flight home on the 737 MAX was kitted out with the screens, but I'll be showing you those in more detail during that video. Here's the loo review, and I've gone to the loo about 3 hours into the flight, and well, as you can see, it's in pretty good shape and has some lovely light. So United Airlines definitely passes the loo test. I absolutely love United and had an absolutely amazing journey with them. The airline and its amazing crew pulled out all the stops to make this flight as great as possible. And seriously, it was 5 hours long. It did not feel like it. I could have easily done many more hours on board. The in-flight entertainment was extensive and easy to use. The Wi-Fi was cheap, in my case free, and incredibly fast. And I know I've said it twice, but I'm gonna say it again. That seat is so comfortable. If I'm going to be really picky, maybe it would be nice to see a slightly more substantial snack service, such as maybe like a small breakfast box, considering that the flight is 5 hours long, which I guess you could say it's almost verging on medium haul, especially for a narrow body aircraft. And the time of day, it left at 8 AM and lands in LA at 11. It would also be nice to see some USB power as well as the AC power port, however that will be coming to this aircraft when it is nextified. United and Delta have gone for a newer business model lately, where they've basically said, we're going to charge a premium for our tickets, however we're going to make sure that that premium is completely worth it. And based on this experience with United, it definitely was. That's a wrap on today's review. Our next flight will be coming home back to Orlando on their 737 MAX 9, which is now their new flagship narrow-body aircraft. I cannot wait to see what that's like, so stick around, subscribe and do all the YouTube jazz to be sure not to miss that one. In the meantime, let's deboard and explore LA. And there we have it. Welcome to LAX. Feel way too poor. I don't know what it is, but there's a real novelty about an outdoor escalator.